bit. So I was able to watch the movie, and you were hilarious in it. So my first question for you is, what is it like, obviously, working with the children and then having to switch and actually be an adult alongside like Viola Davis and Allison Janney?
Yeah, no, it was a great opportunity. I had worked with Allison before on Away We Go, but I was intimidated with Viola, and it was, you don't know what you're gonna get, and then, having worked with kids before, that's a whole different kind of thing, and, but tonally, the directors, Bert and Bertie, they really knew the tone that they wanted to set, and so it was a good time. And in the end, you don't know what the movie's going to turn out like. You shoot these scenes, you're outside, it's you know that there's some great moments, but you have no idea what's going to work and what's not going to.
Well, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head when you said you don't really know what the ending is going to be, and I was expecting one thing out of the ending, and then it completely just kind of, it's not like a huge twist, but I was like, oh, well, I see what they did there. Were you just as surprised reading it?
Yeah, no, I seem to remember the ending, I read a couple different endings, but yeah, no, I mean, I remember thinking, who's going to win, what do they win, who's recording, all this stuff. And then also was an ongoing debate of what was going to happen with Viola's character. And weird, because I saw it in Sundance. I always find it hard to kind of watch myself. So there is something about, you have to let it go. In the end, you have to be a good soldier for these directors and the writer and everything. And so, but it's fun to see how it all comes together and what happens and what works.
Were you able to improv any of it that you did? Because you have a couple of lines in there, especially the one that you say to Allison Janney's character about calling her a devil woman, that just had me on the floor dying when you called her that. So were you able to improv?
I think that was in the script. It's interesting because there was some stuff in there, like I'm like of this era, and so like the whole hell, and there was like Ramsey said some things that I was like, yeah, that's correct for the era, but I don't know if they want that in this type of movie. Like, he would say stuff, and they'd be like, what you're saying this way just in case, and they use the safer version. But there was definitely some improvising. I mean, there were these unique moments where, like, I remember the version where they were doing the obstacle course. There was definitely some improvising on that speech, but I don't know what necessarily ended up in. You know what I mean? So some of it is Ramsey's this guy who's just kind of talking out his ass anyway. You know what I mean? And so, and he's bluster. You know what I mean? But got a heart of gold, hopefully.
Well, it comes off as he has a heart of gold. He sees the stuff that he does for his daughter, and then even though, Viola's character, Miss Raylan, she was supposed to go to law school, and now she's staying here, and she's kind of working as a secretary to your character. You still can tell that, like, his heart is in the right place, and he's helping these people and not even accepting any money for it. He's like, oh yeah, just pay me when you can, and then she brings avocados, and he's like, well, I'll take that, and they're like, no, you need actual money. But you can tell how you portray the character that he genuinely cares.
Yeah, and I think that kind of service to community thing is it's something that I think is pretty important. And Ramsey has it. And I think that it's a pretty important part for every community, whether you live in it's someone not necessarily, not motivated by ego, but we should help people,
Well, I think it also is a great way to, for him to show his daughter that, it's not about the ego or, the money. It's I'm going to show you that I help people because it's the right thing to do. And you can kind of see that transcend to her because she's, she gets bullied and you see it. She's like, just let it go. Let's ignore it and win this thing. And I would like to think it came from her father.
Yeah, no, I totally feel that way too. You know what I mean? But I'm selfishly invested in the Ramsey character. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Where did the boss come from?
Well, that was in there, the boss man.
Yeah.
It's, some of it is Lucy, who wrote this. I would talk to her a little bit, and her dad was this guy who kind of was this misfit who kind of helped the community in this trailer park kind of scenario. And so some of it is he likes to hold court and he likes to do some things to help people, but it's, maybe some of it's ego, but some of it is like he wants that identity. You know what I mean?
The inspiration, obviously, you said was mainly kind of sounded like Lucy's dad, but also where did you draw inspiration from?
Oh, yeah, that's a great question. I just love playing people that are smart, dumb guy. Like people that are, they pretend they're smart, but everyone knows they're dumb. But I'm trying to think of like if there was a specific inspiration. I just think, a father myself, I know that it's about intention and, there's a self-awareness that there are some blind spots, but I don't know. I don't know what, I just think that some of that is, there's a character of that bluster is, maybe I had a football coach that had that bluster, you know what I mean? It's a little bit of, there's that male role model of a gregarious kind of guy who's just kind of wants to be in charge.
Also kind of wants to be involved too.
Yeah.
So in this case, you kind of see he kind of comes in and comes out, but when he's really needed, he steps up and steps in to help the girls. Did you see him kind of stepping into the position that he did step in for Miss Raylene, and then you yourself, would you ever step into that position for your children?
Oh yeah, well definitely. I would like to think I would. But yeah, there's a moment where Miss Raylene can't be the troop mama, and he's put in that position. You have to remember, this is the 70s. He very easily could have just said, well, no, I'm not doing that. But that is, I think that's the kind of move that kind of defines Ramsey, is that he is always in for his daughter, and also, can step beyond. He also, as a character that can step beyond the momentary humiliation. You know what I mean? Like, when they're signing up at the jamboree, he intellectually knows that he's going to be looked, get some weird glances, but he's like, I can do that for my daughter.
In that way, what was it like working with McKenna Grace, since, you guys pretty much had a lot of scenes together?
Yeah. Oh, McKenna's great. She is, I don't know how old she was, 11, 12 at the time. And there is a certain stamina that in the oppressive heat of Louisiana. And she also, there was this group of friends, so she was kind of, her friends were doing some things, but she was working, she's the star of the show, so I think that there's a maturity there, not only in focusing, but also holding it together and being able to adjust, that I was really impressed with.
Well, perfect.
And it's so weird because you see these kids and then you'll see them now, like the guy who plays, Charlie, who plays, I don't know what he plays. He plays the kid that wants to be a hairdresser.
Oh, Joseph.
Yeah, he plays Joseph. And he's like, I would say at least 1.5 feet taller now.
Oh my
so
God.
It's very, and McKenna is turning into like this, she's like this teenager who's beautiful, or she was just a girl, you know what I mean?